Lads, welcome to our daily mobility. Today we're working on our hips. We're going to start off with hip cars. So we're going to lay down on our back. Core's engaged, so we're kind of pushing that low back into the floor. And we're just going to bring one knee up, and then we're going to drop that knee down to the side, kind of using the muscles on the outside of that hip. But we want to be careful that our other hip doesn't rock up off the floor. And then we're going to extend that straight down, big circle, come back up through the middle again. So we're just going to keep going for 30 seconds. Just feel like you're trying to bring that hip through a big range of motion without compensating and twisting that body. Just nice, slow, controlled. It doesn't need to be quick. Really feel like you're trying to open up, and you may feel some clicking and clunking going on inside the hip, but that's okay. That's just trying to work through that restriction in those tissues. Okay, let's switch sides. Again, up. Keeping that opposite hip pinned to the floor. And you may feel a difference from each side. Nice deep breaths. All right, good. Okay, from there we're going to go into a bit of a dynamic butterfly stretch. So we're going to sit down, bottom of our feet together. We can just use our elbows kind of on our knees. We're just going to push down towards the floor, bring the knees back up. And we'll just go for about 45 seconds on each side. You can even focus kind of on one hip at a time if you wanted to. Try to keep that torso kind of forward and up, trying to avoid kind of hunching over. As you go, you should feel those hips starting to open up. You don't have to force it. You're not trying to drive it through that end range. Nice, good. Okay, next one we're going to do is what's called a twisting bear. So we're going to start kind of an A-frame position here, like this. And all we're going to do is we'll step 1 foot forward. We're going to turn to our side and just kind of a couple hip drops, opening up those hips. Come back to our A-frame, and then we'll step our opposite foot forward and drop that other hip down. And we're just going to keep kind of going back and forth, alternating sides for about 45 seconds of work. So get in that A-frame stretch, step 1 foot forward, and then we're just up and down with that hip a couple times. Back to our A-frame, step that opposite foot forward. And take your time with it. There's no right or wrong number of times you want to kind of pulse that hip up and down. Just trying to open it up. And just breathe through it. If you need to take a little break for a moment, you can. And good. Okay. Last one we're going to do is a hip flexor stretch. So we're going to come to a half kneeling position here. We're going to squeeze the glute of this down leg, and we're just going to try to tuck that pelvis underneath. So we're rotating that hip, pushing this hip forward. We want to feel that stretch through the quad, through that hip. And we're just going to hold this static stretch for about 30 seconds. Just keeping that chest up. The more we squeeze the glute, the more we'll feel that stretch on the front part of our leg, that quad and hip flexor. And then just try to breathe through it a little bit. Okay, switch sides. Again, Squeeze the glute, tuck that pelvis underneath. Try to let the front of that hip open up. Nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And good. Awesome. Great job. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.